Hey everyone, Anthony here. Thanks for checking in with us again this week. Just got back from Devil's Lake and gonna clean up some fish, but I thought I'd give you a little bit of a report on what we saw out there the last couple days. We had some really tough conditions. We had some cold, wind, and snow, but we were able to fish some high probability areas, try and be a little bit as mobile as we could with the cold conditions, and we caught some nice fish. We had to sort through some smaller fish, and there were some slower times, but the key for us was really being mobile. We took advantage of some times when the wind calmed down or the temps warmed up a little bit, drilled a bunch of holes, and were able to find some fish. So if I can give you one piece of advice for Devil's Lake, it'd be try and move around, put yourself in some high probability areas in the morning and in the evenings. It'll help you be a little more successful. I know we got some really cold temps coming up, so it's going to be hard to be mobile, but do the best you can. Make sure you're in a good area in the mornings and the evenings and try and make hay when those fish are biting. So I'm going to send it over to the other guys on the staff. Got a couple more great reports, and we'll catch you next week.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Theo Tolliver.
And I'm Stefan Kolobakken.
And we're with Fish Addictions TV, and we're checking in from Lake Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
The ice conditions are a little rough out here. There's quite a few drifts, a few rough spots that we ran into. Ended up getting stuck a few times.
Yeah, so if you guys are out here traveling by truck, I suggest you guys travel in pairs or in a bigger group, and make sure you have your shovels, big heavy-duty shovels, tow straps, and any extra tools that you might need to dig yourselves out of a drift.
Yep,
so,
that, and also make sure you consider having a GPS, as if the wind picks up, snow gets blowing, it can get a little rough getting out or on and off the ice.
Yeah, absolutely. Having a GPS is a must. Make sure you know your tracks out here, and just actually pay attention out here, because if you see a snow drift, just avoid it. There's plenty of open spots where you guys can avoid snow drifts. So we're out here in Lake Winnipeg. Obviously, we're targeting giant greenbacks. The bite has been super tough for us, and it's been super cold the past couple days. So it's been extremely tough on our gear and making the bite extremely difficult.
Yeah, the fishing, like you said, has been really slow. Morning time has been best for us. I've kind of been using a 1-2 punch myself. Spoon on one, big rattle bait on the other. This morning we had the nicest weather. What did it get to? 10 degrees.
10 degrees, yep.
And the previous 2 days were well below zero. The first day actually -30 real temperature.
Yeah, so for the baits that we're either using some sort of blade bait or allowed rattle bait.
Yeah, or big rattle bait.
Big rattle baits. Sometimes with our 2-punch method, we'll drill 2 holes, 1 spoon in our other hand and a rattle bait in our other, and we'll call them in that way. And we also tip in our spoons or crankbaits with salted minnows. Or sometimes if you get an aggressive fish, you wouldn't have to tip them at all.
Yep.
So that's our fishing report from Lake Winnipeg, Manitoba, and good luck and tight line, guys.
Hey guys, Ryan Whelan, Minocqua area ice fishing report. The bite's been really good for both panfish species for me, so both bluegills and crappies, and I've sort of been balancing them against each other. What I mean by that is fishing bluegills during the day and then switching to crappies at night. The best crappie bite has been from about 4:30, right when it starts to get dark, all the way to about 7 o'clock. So, you know, we've been fishing that at night consistently. The best baits have been a white jig, a larger white jig, and a green plastic. For whatever reason, that's just what they're biting right now. The bluegill bite has been really good during the day. It's just been a little bit tricky because the bigger fish are sort of roaming the basin out in 20 to 32 feet of water. There's really no rhyme or reason as to where they're sitting, just on the edges of that basin. And just don't move if you're not marking fish right away. The fish have been moving in giant schools, and you'll get 1 or 2 bites, they'll move on, they'll come back. You'll get 5 or 6 bites, they'll move on, they'll come back. So just because you're not marking in the first hole doesn't mean you should just move on. It's been a little bit tricky bite in that sense. Alternately, if you want to fish weed edges, if you find good weeds in 6 to 10 feet, the fish have been there as well. You just got to weed through a lot of smaller fish. So, you know, the bigger fish have definitely been out in the basin. Hopefully that helps. Stay tuned for more reports as the season rolls on. And tight lines, everybody.